Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Oh, sorry. Welcome back to my podcast. This is the Me and You 365 podcast, still on July series Toxic Relationships. So, we started off last week by looking at the first set of guys called the controllers, as in, like, the big guys, you know them. And I really do hope that there was so much for you guys to learn from that. And just in case you haven't listened, you can do that right after you're done with this one, just so you can be current and flow with the series. So today we are going to be looking at the second kind of guys, as we promised. And I don't know, I really don't intend to make this too long. So we're just going to see how we can do it nice and short. But then, long or short, please don't look out. So let's dive in. There's a whole lot to say about the user guys, but firstly, let me put this out. If you are probably in a situation as this, please permit me to say that you are not in a relationship. You are only a means to an end. Now, I know your ears are beginning to stand up, but before you judge me for saying that, just chill and listen to what this episode has to say. So, personally, I believe that relationships should be a give and take thing. And I know that a lot of persons agree with that. So, no matter how long you've been dating, your relationship should be a two-way straight thing. But what I don't get is how that some people get to use other people because they can make good meals. Like, why? Or what I also don't get is how some persons stick around others just to, gain financial benefits. Or how some other persons, use the others to satisfy their sexual urges and the pleasures that they get from it, or maybe even to get away from their bad emotional states. I mean, no relationship is 100% perfect, but I believe that it's 100% possible to find people, friends, partners, that makes you feel loved, happy, and truly wanted. So that's why I don't get how that you would claim to love someone or even be in a relationship with them, but then you keep them out of public sight or begin to get concerned when they are with someone that you know. As in, at this point, do we still need to question if you are cheating or not, or maybe if you're doing something else? Users are users. I'll say that again. Users are users. As in, it's what it is, as the name implies. There's no way we can even try to polish their name and just to make it look more responsible or something. They are what they are, no matter their reasons, their background, or whatever. Because these people, they possess a certain attribute that is only unique to their type. So we can't even try to change how we see them, no matter what it is. So these are the individuals that will be there for you when things are not going on well, but they will never share in your joy. Of course, they have to be there when you are in crisis or something, because they know that being there for you is not for free. So of course, if they were there for you, when they need something, how they helped you or showed up for you is just going to be their ticket for getting what they want from you. So they would always put themselves out there as the most helpful persons on the planet only because they want to benefit something from you. These guys are only nice when it's convenient for them. So that's why I think that we need to be aware of people, friends, colleagues, partners who are only super sweet and thoughtful when they want to get something from us. Because these guys would cold shoulder you when they get what they want. And I know you might want to say, oh, God has asked us to love and give and be nice and all of those things without expecting something in return. So I don't care if he's using me or not. It's a sacrifice I have to pay as a Christian. Really? Girl, stop. As in, you need to stop saying something like that. It's so awful. It's not pleasing to the ears at all. It's totally out of place. And it's nothing even related to, it's not related to scriptures in any way. As in, and sure, don't even let God hear you. Because as cliche as it may sound, thinking like that is like helping these people commit more sins. Because it's a sin in quotes. You can't just use people and dump them. I mean, what happened to love your neighbor as yourself? What happened to give and it shall be given unto you? What happened to do not steal? Because psychologically and emotionally, you are stealing from them. So, I mean, what happened to all of those? And I know you can be tough, especially when you've been caught up in all the lovey-dovey thing. But come on, you need to stop thinking that way. That's a very low way of thinking, because these same people are the ones that would keep you around until something comes. And when something that they think is better than you comes, they're just going to shove you off like that. And what are you going to do? I mean, guys, think about the possible users in your life. Does he or she ever focus on your needs? You probably haven't even realized because you've been caught in the whole web of doing the pleasing. And let me make a disclaimer here. I'm not saying you shouldn't hang out with people, who really do not have anything to give. No, that's not what I'm saying. The point here is, I think that everyone should strive to be that person who gives more than receive. I mean, you would and should definitely have something to give. Okay, you don't have money to lavish or gift your partner with, to maybe get them some material stuff like clothing, food or something. Just take them out. We understand. But do you also lack quality time or the ability to be there when they need you? Because money and material things are not the only thing that you could use to demonstrate, love if you don't have them. But do you also lack the ability to be an inspiration to someone? Or probably gift them with your words of encouragement and advice on how to go about some major stuff in their life. And I'm not talking about the pretense part of it now. So, but those little gestures to show that you care. No, bro, come off it. Relationships are about balance, no matter what type it is. So there's no need to stick to someone who would ignore you until you're about to give up before they suddenly ask to hang out. There's no need for partners who would hardly express gratitude, or partners who just want intimacy with you, but will never give any sign of commitment. And so this makes me remember a friend of mine who used to hang around or date this dude, because I practically wasn't even sure what their relationship was like anymore. But what I know for sure was that it wasn't a balanced one. I saw that she really loved this guy so much, but I wasn't pretty sure what he was on his own end. So she would buy stuff for him, do the cooking and all of those, try her best amidst her schedule to see that she goes to visit and spend some quality time, take care of him when he's down, because he was actually one of those guys that had one financial issue or the other and family issues here and there. So out of the goodness of her heart, she just wanted to be this best girlfriend or partner that anyone could ask for. And that's the problem with this, because on the other hand, he would prefer to hang out with his friends, especially his female friends, when he had the time and the money to do so, and would mostly leave her out. And this got her thinking most of the time. But then again, she was one of those girls who had problems questioning some of his actions, just because she didn't want to look like those girls with insecurities and trust issues. But he really did start to tell on her as time went on, until one day my precious sister couldn't take it anymore and just walked out of the situation. But guys, that's not even the touchy part of the whole story. the most painful part of it was that this dude never went back for her or even said anything. I mean, he literally just acted like nothing happened. That was so painful. And I know that you might want to beat about and say, oh, she was so stupid. How could she have been with someone like that? How could she not, have known that, okay, he was this and that? But I feel like that's what a loving partner should do. That's what a loving partner is like. And that's pretty much what everyone wants for themselves. But unfortunately, good people are always taken for granted. And that's why I know that God has asked us to love unconditionally. But guys, he didn't ask us to love to the point where we are drained and there's nothing left in us again. And that's why I think that people should stop saying or singing about with the love is blind phrase. That phrase is so as in enough of the cover-ups here and there with statements like that. Because the last I checked, that wasn't part of the qualities God attributed to love. Instead, he said, love is kind, humble, respectful, selfless, righteous, love is honest, love protects, and so much more. But then, even if it's actually blind like we claim it is, it's not blind to evil. Love is not blind to lies. Love is not blind to cheating and all of those things. God is not even in support of all that kind, all of that at all. Because that's so not his kind of love. And love is not the butterflies in your stomach or the hormones surging through your veins just for, the evolutionary purpose of mating or something. The key ingredient for love is mutual respect. So people should stop trying to please these guys, because guys, toxic people figured out a long time ago that these same people will go to extraordinary lengths to keep the people they care about happy. And you shouldn't even fall into this trap. And this brings me to say that if you are a user, I'll just suggest two things out of the goodness of my heart. I think that you should just give your life to God. That's if you probably, that's if you know what that means. Or better still, just leave good people alone, Please do that for us. Leave good people alone and go look for a fellow user like you so that, the process can be mutual. Because in the end, all you're doing is just stealing from people. And thieves have no place in the kingdom of God, just so you know. And on the flip side, if you are being used or are in a similar situation as this, it's simple. Please walk away, girl. Like, walk away. It's that simple and direct. I'm not going to tell you, oh, please sit down and try to, discuss it with your partner or something. Because in the first place, the truth is that the sole aim of these users is to just take and keep taking. Users never enter into any kind of relationship because they love and adore you. No, they don't. So that's why you have to just walk away. And lastly, guys, if you are here and are typically sacrificing your own need for someone else in order to fill a void, then you need to stop. Because you are eventually not going to get the void filled. There is only one person who can do that rightly, and that is God. And if you're asking yourself if he can give you all of these things that you need, this stuff that you think you need, yes, he can. He can give you all of those and much more. And even if he doesn't give it to you, he still remains God. Plus, there is so much peace and satisfaction that comes with knowing that he's always going to stand by your side and never leave you alone. No matter what your circumstance is, he's going to be there for you through thick and thin. And that's why you need to draw close to him today. And it's a wrap, guys, on this episode. As always, thank you for tuning in. I hope that this helps someone out there. I hope that people learn and, begin to notice the kind of people that they have around them. I hope that people get to know that being in a toxic relationship is not a nice thing at all. I hope that people get to know that being used by another person is not the will of God for your life. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing, for subscribing, for leaving your likes, your reviews, and your comments. Thank you so much, guys. It means a lot to me. God bless you, and see you in our next episode. Peace.